Hey, it's been a while. And you know why? Because my laptop decided, let's not upload a video, even though you've tried for 3 days straight now. Yeah, just what I wanted. Ignore him, he's insane. Anyway, guess what I have today? A story time. Not just any other, a great story. Just like any other story I've told, right? Now the story I'm telling today is how I met my friend Eduardo S.T.W.D. Hopefully I said that right, unless I need a more accent. Try that again. Eduardo S.T.W.D. A little bit better, right? But I like to call him Italian sausage. Get your mind out of the gutter. Ooh. Now, the way that we met was, he was an exchange student from Italy. Northwest Milan-ish area. And at first, him and I didn't really talk that much or really do anything, but somewhat through, I don't know, winter, we somehow connected a little bit and instantly bonded. I mean, like, he's my best friend. And God, he's an amazing dude just to be around. Since personality, he's charming, always just makes you laugh, and always has that one weird face that he pulls that gets you out of nowhere. But that's for another time. The way that him and I kind of bonded was, he was kind of dating, well, not kind of, but actually just dating a friend that I knew for all of high school, and they were a power couple. And he didn't live too far from me, so it was like every now and then it's like go over to his house, we'd come over to mine, we'd be nerds playing Magic the Gathering. I'd always get my ass whooped no matter what I did. But you'd always hang out when we got the opportunity to. Even did an adventure downtown with my friend Aaron, who I need to bring on the show, since he's amazing. You'd love him. I need to get both of them together. Just sit them down, start talking, just go on for hours and hours about everything. Okay, apparently that's apples. Okay. But the best memory that I have of Eduardo is when I went to prom with him. Not like that, but going as a group with other exchange students. Since we got, starting off with him, he's from Italy. Then we got Letizia, who's from Germany. Okay. We got Annika, who's from, I believe, Denmark. And then we got, I forgot her name. It'll come to me in a second. No, it's not. I'm ashamed that I forgot her name. But I have some pictures of the entire group in prom. And she, girl I forgot her name, is from France. So, Mr. Worldwide over here. Got everybody together. We went downtown to a Japanese restaurant, which was really authentic. Since you walked in and you took one step foot in and you look around, it's like, am I in Japan? Not to be like that, but you stepped in and everything was different from any ordinary Japanese restaurant I've ever been in. Since everything was old-fashioned and whatnot. There was no tables, just little kneeling seats. And it was nice, and got the smell of everything. Food was really good, really fresh. And granted, our prom wasn't too far from where we had dinner, so we decided, let's just walk down. And my school decided it would be an amazing time to plan prom at the exact same day, almost near the exact same hour, of the Starlight Parade. And the Starlight Parade went really close to where the prom was. Like, we had to walk on the border where people were sitting on the streets just to get to the prom. And people kept asking if we were part of it. It's like, no, our prom is about a mile that way into the 3 World Trade Center. And yeah, walking downtown in a tux kind of got a bit weird since the shoes I wore weren't comfortable at all. But we were like an hour or two early So we decided just to go to the waterfront, enjoy the nice view as the sun's gleaming on everybody. And there's also like a concert to the side, a small concert with like a semi-famous radio host. I don't remember her name, and some some guy that managed to stay in my friend group. His name is Terrence. Terrence Getman, I believe. If you're watching this. Anyway, Terrence. He said, "Oh yeah, I invited the radio host to the prom. Should be dance with me." A lot of things he says I don't believe. Like, that for example. Why would a semi-famous radio host go to a high school prom? Doesn't seem plausible at all. So, as the night went on, prom began, and the line started to form, and we kind of, front row seat-ish, or front line. And when we got in, it was outdoors, but it had a giant hood over everything. Like, people from the outside could, like, jump over a wall and just be right in and dancing with us. But the fun part was the costumes that we put on during the whole, little photo shoot thing. I have them. And there are some weird photos. Granted, this was way back then when I had the weird beaver hair. So, Annika, that's her name. Julia, right there. That's me in the back. Letizia and Eduardo. A whole bunch of crazy people. Hopefully that'll focus. There it goes. But yeah. A bit of a crazy night, since at one point we had some random dude who seemed like he was a PSU student kind of jump on the wall and start dancing in front of everybody. And this dude was good at what he did. Like, he got everybody's attention, and security had to shoo him away. And then we had this protester across the street, which, knowing Portland, there's always at least one or two protesters prowling around. But he was like going on about, saying, hey, listen to God, He'll save you, and whatnot. And people were like, let's take this to another level. Let's jump on the wall and get people of the same sex to kiss each other in front of him while he has a microphone across the street. And that went on for about 5 minutes straight. People were lining up just to do this, just to annoy this one dude. The dude eventually came across the street and was near the wall, and we had a police officer just kind of stand next to him and watch everybody, and asked him nonchalantly, "So, I'm lesbian, am I going to hell?" And he kind of just, after that, he just slowly walked away to get away from everybody. And Eduardo, he surprised me not earlier this year, 2020, late in 2019. He came over for about 2 weeks with his old host family we'll host you again for about 2 weeks. And he came over, surprised me, and I was just like, we gotta do as much as we can! Even though I started my new job, I still want to do as much as I could. And we made the best out of it. And I want to go see him again. And I want to plan to go to Italy, since it's Italy. It's very nice. Alright. That's all for the story time today. But, bonus clip! The video that wouldn't load was a book review about a work of art. Now, a work of art is a collection of youth literature by a friend of mine named Ashley Lytle. Lytle, or however it's pronounced. Anyway, it's a nice little book. It's only around 40 pages, but some of these poems or little short stories are relatable in a sense. Like, there's one, if I can find it, called Normal, which after reading it, it kind of took me back to high school, the whole stigma of trying to fit in. Normal, by Nelly Vazar. Sometimes I wish I was normal, but then I realized normal doesn't exist. Normal is just a word to replace liked. People tend to like people who are liked, and we all want to be recognized. And this means through which that happens doesn't matter, just as long as people remember our names. So when people say they want to be normal, deep down they are saying they want to be known. High school, in a nutshell. It's... I mean, some of these are pretty lengthy too, which, if you take the time to read all of them, they're pretty deep and pretty meaningful. Now, the second thing I want to read is called I Am a Blackbird. I Am the Blackbird, sorry. By Sarah Ferguson, I think. That's how you pronounce it. And this is the one that's a little more of a deeper meaning one. But I think Jerry wants to be a front row seat for this. Oh, but that's not going to happen today. Maybe after I'm done filming, Jerry. No. Anyway, I am the blackbird. Some say I symbolize death. Others say wisdom. Me, I believe neither. I am just a bird. True? No, I am not a symbol, yet I am not so simple just to be a bird. I am much, much more. I am life, yet I am death. I am heaven, yet I am hell. I am the sun, yet I am the moon. I am the black bird. I see all, yet know nothing. I hear, but never listen. So what truly am I? And you know, this book is actually, it's pretty good. Hey, Jerry. Jerry! Thank you. Yeah, this book's actually pretty good, and I got an interview from Ashley. Let me pull it up real quick. It's in the catacombs of text messages, but the main thing for the interview was I just asked her why she published it, and she says, semi-rough quote, she wanted the youth's voice to be heard and published and to be seen, which I think that's very nice. Then I asked her if she's publishing another book and if we can get a little sneak peek. She said yes, it's about a girl who is falling on bad luck a lot, love, growing up, life in general, and one more thing that I just can't quite remember. A terrible memory if y'all can't see, just from names and from what people said. My brain is just gone! But yeah, I actually recommend this book, and once Ashley's new book comes out, I'll review it. And if there's any other things, like books, games, or whatever you guys have recommendations for and want me to review, I'll do that. Alright, so double episode, Storytime with Drew, and a book review. That's all I got. See you in, I don't know, a day or so.